Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Lots to talk about today. So I have a situation, I actually currently have a situation where I had a little injury to my thumb, which is why I had to take a couple of days off. Actually, I took 5 days off. In recent weeks, my right thumb has become bigger than my left thumb. And then the thumb hole has become a little more snug. And then what happens is that I found, because I didn't enlarge the thumb hole, as I would bowl, I would kind of keep re-injuring my thumb. And so in recent weeks, it actually kind of started hurting. And so basically, one of the things I was taught is in sports, if something's hurting, you're doing it wrong, or you got to at least kind of pay attention to that and address whatever that is. I know they say no pain, no gain, but that doesn't necessarily apply to bowling. Yeah, if something's wrong with your hand, I mean, I'm 56, and obviously as we get older, we're a little more fragile with our health, but be aware of those things. If something's hurting, it could be your fit. It could be, in my case, you know, my thumb knuckle's getting a little bit bigger, so I enlarged all my thumb holes. And so now the fit feels good, but it's still kind of slightly injured. So I had another lesson with Coach Marty a couple weeks back, but this is my first, not a couple weeks, about a week back, but But this is my first chance that I've had to practice the things that he's taught me. So we're going to discuss this a little bit today. I'm using a ball I haven't used in a while. Kind of dusted it off. Black Widow Hybrid 2.0. And again, I don't know much about layouts, but it's a pin-up layout, and I've included a photo of it there. And so, got the cone there, and I've got the correct cone going on. The last time the cone I used before was a little too shallow, a little too not high enough, and so I wasn't afraid of it necessarily. This cone, there's no way around it. If you get too close to it, you're going to hit it. But the idea is, the cone is supposed to encourage you to tuck in your right arm and get it closer to your ankle on release. So I know, you know, I don't have that chicken wing necessarily, but I do have a little bit of distance, and I've discussed this in previous videos, but the cone is to help kind of encourage you to tuck in the arm and get it closer. Also, a couple of the things that Coach Marty has mentioned before, my balance arm, it's kind of been up here, excuse me, a little higher, and you don't want it any higher than your shoulder. You want it there at the highest. I mean, lower is okay too, but it was kind of getting too high. And then here's another thing that Coach Marty helped me with. So we're trying to get up behind the ball, and I know I've been doing this suitcase thing forever, and the irony is it works for me. I bowled the 214 last night at League doing my suitcase thing, and if it works for you, great. But I want to try and improve my technique, and so we're trying to learn to be more up on the back of the ball, behind it, and with the fingers under the equator, as opposed to the suitcase thing that I've been doing. I mean, I'm pretty decent with suitcase, but I want to get better at this. But another thing he suggested is that on the way down, think of like you're scooping sand. I like that visual, scooping sand. And so you're trying to get under it a little bit more. We're also going to talk about a couple of other things that are a little esoteric, that maybe don't necessarily have anything to do with bowling, and more about life in general. Because the more I participate in League, I am fascinated at how people lose their minds sometimes. I've talked about how people punch and kick the ball return. Yesterday, I saw somebody, I think he hit a pocket 710, and then he like flipped the bird, you know, like to both the pins. And I think, I know we're all human and we all react, but there is something called the mental game. And this sport, this game will challenge you. And so if things don't go your way, do you lose your mind? Or do you just kind of keep it together? It is a game, and you're not going to win every time. And it's like, I don't know, I want to put a little bit of this into my videos because this is who I am. But it's like getting mad when it rains. You know, you can't help it. So if it rains, do something inside, clean out your garage, work on your website or something. There's always something to work on. But it is my belief that if you react negatively, you attract that same energy. And I know we're getting a little woo-woo on you, but I do want to put a little bit of that into these videos. Okay, I'm standing 20. I'm looking at 10 at the arrows. I'm looking at roughly 10 at the break point. And I know I tend to drift right a little bit. So maybe I drift 1 or 2 right. It's better than drifting left, because if you drift left, then you drift into your swing. And that's kind of weird. Or excuse me, if you drift right, you drift into your swing. Excuse me. I know I drift left. But let's be aware of that. Okay, Black Widow Hybrid 2.0. And then let's try the scoop thing at the bottom and then up the back as opposed to the suitcase business. And I lofted that. That's okay. I drifted one left, standing 21. Yeah, get in the habit of looking at the release where you're standing as well, and recognize that I started on 20 and then I drifted left 1. So another thing Coach Marty told me, this is a big thing, that is, as you start to incorporate these different techniques, your scores will take a hit, because you're now incorporating things that you aren't good at yet. And it's gonna be a couple of weeks till you start to become comfortable with these 2 new techniques. So you have to be okay with your scores dipping down, and I am okay with that. Because again, I've only been doing this for about 2 years. That's better. 11. Good, that was 11 at the arrows and 11 at the break point. I'm looking for 10. How fast was that? 16. So I haven't used this ball in a while. As I recall, I don't remember, maybe you can tell me. I don't think it's a hook monster. It's not necessarily weak, but it's got a little bit of hook going on. So I kind of have to, if I'm going to stand 20, I kind of have to get some speed on it in order for it to hit the pocket. Let's try putting more speed on it. A little left. Oops. Yeah, Brooklyn hit. Hey, 10 pin. This is a perfect opportunity to discuss this. I have been experimenting with different 10 pin lines, and the hottest line of the week, standing 36, looking at 19. Standing 36, looking at 19. Now here's a fascinating thing, and I'll share with you that Coach Marty taught me this. If you stand 36 and you're looking at the reflection of the 10 pin, not the 10 pin itself, but the reflection of it on the lane, the very tip of that reflection is your break point, and it's sitting on 9. And I thought, wow, I'd never looked at that before. Sometimes it sits on 8, right? But for me, it's sitting on 9. And that's what you're looking at. You want your break point to be roughly 8, 9. So again, standing 36, aiming 19 at the arrows, looking at 8, 9 down lane. Here we go. That's 16. That's good. No, not 16. Sorry, that's 18 at the arrows. And hey, I didn't drift very much. There you go, standing 36. Good. Anyway, that's my new 10 pin line. Let's continue. Look out for that. All right, so I was talking before about the mental game and how we can't control what happens, but we can definitely control how we react to it. And again, we're human. We're allowed to react. But yeah, nice job. But be aware of your reaction, and be aware that if you think negative thoughts, that's what you tend to attract. It's the idea of like energies attracting each other. I know they say opposites attract, but we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, standing 20, looking at 10 down lane. Get some speed on it. Good, 10, Late tap on the 10 pin. Good. How fast? It felt like 16. 16.1. Good. Okay, like-minded energies. Do you ever notice that like-minded people tend to kind of find each other? Whether you're into the same sport, or the same sports team, or the same kind of music, or the same kind of politics, or the same kind of art or mindset. Do you ever notice that the same kinds of people tend to find each other? Same is true with your thoughts and your reaction to things. And I know this is going to be one of the most heady bowling videos I've done. I'm basically talking about the law of attraction. And this is where I lose a lot of people, and that's okay. Here we go, standing 20, looking at 10. Looking at 10. Get under it. That's 8. Okay, yeah, that was a little outside. 8 at the break point too, I think. 10. Let's practice that 10-pin line. So here's a challenge. Glass half full kind of person. Oh, I want to share this story with you too. This happened just yesterday at League. A team that we were bowling, never bowled them before, 4 nice people. But some of them weren't really that accomplished. And they're just doing it for the social aspect and they're having fun. No problem. And our team, we're not out to kill anybody. We're just enjoying it. And we even clap for the other side as well. I clap whenever anybody gets a strike. Standing 36, looking at 18, 19. Good, 19. So one of the people on the opposing team, I think it was game 2, and it took him up to the 7th frame to get a strike. I mean, he wasn't doing too well in the second game, and he said, "Oh, it took me 7 excuse me, it took me 7 frames to get a strike." Don't look at the negative like that. And then his other teammate. Should I keep talking as I'm bowling? Keep talking, keep coughing. His other teammate. Oh, that's way off. Brooklyn? Not even Brooklyn. His other teammate got a turkey in the 10th frame. So 3 strikes in the 10th frame, which was good. But he didn't get a whole lot of strikes previously. And he said, "Leave it to me to get a turkey in the 10th frame when it's worth the least." And maybe he was just trying to be funny with his teammates. And I can understand the whole self-deprecating thing for humor. I've done that my whole life. But it tends to be kind of the negative mindset. You know, of all the times to get a turkey, a 10th frame when it's worth the least. Well, a glass half empty kind of guy. Here we go. That's better. Get it? Good. Okay. I'm getting hot. Here's another common thing that I see at League. Gotta get a drink of water. Hold on. Drink of water. When people, see if you notice this at League, when people get a strike and they say, "Finally," finally, it's more common than you think. And I'm aware of that, and I encourage you not to do that. Don't say "finally," because then you're coming at it from a mindset of scarcity, as if you don't deserve the strike. Finally. It'll come to you. All right, put some speed on it. Watch the balance arm. Make sure it's not way up here. All kinds of things to think about, but don't think about 9 things at once. That's better, 9. Speaking of 9. And my foot was like this, but I think I'm drifted 1, so I'm standing 21. And I'll be honest, I don't remember what my balance arm was doing right there. 16 miles an hour. Okay, I usually don't throw this fast, but again, with this particular ball, I guess it does have a little bit of hook potential. I mean, I can move left and not throw as fast, but I'm having fun using this much speed. Standing 21, looking at 10. I'm going to try and pay attention to my break point. I'm going to try and follow through. Okay, here's another thing I was doing lately. Follow through. It used to be out here. I want my follow through to cross my left eye. So I want to try and actually make contact with my thumb or maybe not my forearm, but I'm going to make contact above my left eye. And watch my balance arm as well. Okay, I'll admit, or I'll share with you, Coach Marty says, don't work on 3 or 4 things at once. It's too much. And that's true. There's no way you can keep track of all these things at once. So work on a handful and then let it go and work on something else. Ten, 9. Okay, 9 at the break point. That was 10 at the arrows. What are we? 15.2. Okay, I will also share with you that since I had the thumb holes opened up, yeah, this feels much better. So be aware of things like your fit. You know, if you feel like you're getting hung up, and I was getting hung up in the thumb, so I started doing this tape business around my thumb. Here comes Ben.
It's been a busy day for me.
Good.
Even though it's been slow, it's been busy.
Yeah.
Stock came in.
Okay.
Big load of stock.
Friendly people here. Standing 21, looking at 10 at the arrows, looking at 10 at the break point, that tracer down lane. Get some speed on it. Again, I could move left if I want, but I kind of want to get used to playing these tighter angles. 11. Uh-oh. Yeah, it was like 12 at the break point, maybe 13. Missed a little bit. That's okay. It's going to happen. So I talked a little bit about people losing their temper, losing their minds, losing their composure during league. I don't know, should I hook at this or should I do my, you should use your spare ball. Let's go back, use the spare ball. I usually stand 36 looking at 19. I'm going to stand 35 looking at 19. So again, people losing their minds when it doesn't go their way. Let me finish, let's put a pin in that for a second. Good, 19, 18. So I feel like that's an insight into how they are in life when things in life don't go their way. Do you lose your temper? Do you swear? Do you punch things? Some people do. Interestingly, I don't play in a league with any of those people. Getting back to my thing about how like-minded people tend to find each other. You know, and there's no judgment there. Everybody's got their own path. I just recognize that for me personally, it's never something that I want to do. And it doesn't mean that I don't lose my temper every now and then, although I can't think of the last time. But it'll happen, or it does happen. Just be aware of it. Like now. Yeah, standing 20, looking at 10. I want the follow through over my left eye. Good. 10. Almost tapped to 10. And I mean, my heel is at 22 right now. If I straighten out my foot, I'm at 21, which means I drifted roughly 1.5 left, which is acceptable to me. Let's clean up this 10 pin. Stand at 36. Uh, 36 looking at 19. And again, the reflection of that 10 pin, the tippy top, the reflection is right on the 9 board. which I'd never noticed before. Fascinating. Good, 19. I don't think I drifted. I pulled my foot away before I looked. What am I, 10th frame? Okay. Okay, not bad considering I have not used this ball in possibly a year. I kind of put it in the basement and forgot about it. Here we go. It's nice and quiet. Good. Deep breath. 6. Oh, forgiveness. Yeah, 1.5 left because I'm standing 21.5 right now. And that was kind of 8 at the arrows, I think, and 8 at the break point. We'll have to check the tape. Anyway, I missed right, and the beauty of the house shot is it tends to be forgiving. They have a sports shot league. I don't know. I don't have any interest in doing that. I got my hands full, just trying to keep on top of house shot. Here we go. I'm gonna be aware of my hand under the ball, my follow through, crossing my left eye, and I want to make sure that this arm isn't way up here. And I'm gonna try not to drift so much left. That's 4 things. That's enough. 9. Good. This arm's down here. That's good. I drifted 1. Not so bad. Oh, it's a 10th frame. I was supposed to go 1 down, 2 to go. And now I'm supposed to go 2 down, 1 to go. 2 down, 1 to go. All right, 10th frame, 204. Back up a little bit. I want some speed. How fast was that? That was 14.6. Seems like it would have been faster, but that's okay. By the way, Coach Marty also said stand tall on steps 1, 2, and 3. I'm hunkering down, leaning down a little bit too much. Yeah. Way off. Brooklyn? No. Okay. And this is where I get mad and punch, kick things. Okay, where are we? 210. Okay, almost a clean game too. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really focused on the score or where I was. I just trying to, they say one good ball at a time, 1 frame at a time. And I'm happy with that. Yeah, 210. But again, it's not always about the score. I'm trying to keep in mind under the ball, follow through over my left eye, balance arm, not way up here, just kind of straight out. Bunch of things to keep in mind. Trying to stand tall on steps 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. Shadow shot or walk it through. Don't even grab the ball. Just go ahead and walk it through and pretend you have the ball. 1, longer step 2, push away 3, 4. Oh, I already started crouching down. I'm supposed to stand tall. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, now down. Okay, good. That's better. All right. That's a lot today. I think that's enough. But here's the cool thing about doing these videos. Because I've done this on a different YouTube channel. This is actually my second YouTube channel. I'm a full-time voice actor. And if you look, you don't have to look very hard. But I've got another another YouTube channel where about 5 years ago I started posting videos. And I look back at the videos from 5 years ago and I can see progress. And I find that encouraging. And my thought is that This is only my second, or I'm into my third year of bowling. This is only my first. I think this is video number 7. My thought is a year from now, I'll look back at some of these early videos and I'll be encouraged because I'll be able to see progress. And this is why I wanted to share this with you, because I've done it before with my previous YouTube channel. Anyway, that's a lot of me talking. I need to sit down for a minute, take a break, drink some water. Yeah, thanks for hanging with me.